All right, guys, welcome on. Welcome on, people. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're all doing good. Just want to get you guys in ready. So I'm going to give everybody a chance. I know the internet has been bad, especially for those of you in the UK. 5G, changes and all of that stuff, and just general internet issues. So if that's been your case, don't worry about it. It's me too. So we're just trying to figure out the best way to go about it. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting day so far of different things going on. I'm pretty intrigued to see, what the market has to offer. And I'm hoping that we can get some really good price action analysis going, which has always been the case, but I want to just give everyone a chance. So if I see another thumbs up, then I know that it's just not me on the live and stuff. All right, so I'll begin with our analysis. Okay. So yeah, definitely want to get something going. Okay. All right, so it's been a great time in the market. A lot of great things have happened. We do have news in about 25 minutes. Okay, so 3 o'clock UK time. It might be different from you where you're watching in the world, but we definitely have news in just a minute. And of course, I want us to take advantage of that. Now, the UK news has been pretty interesting too. What I'm going to do is that I'm on here. I can already pull this up. So I'm going to pull up FX Street already, so we could take a quick look at what's going on with that regards of the news that's going on over there, and just see what's happening, from that angle, because we have had quite a bit of news happen this week. So I want us to kind of put into perspective. But the biggest news this week is the NFP news. That's my main excitement. I always love to see NFP news because it means opportunity for all of us. So, that makes me happy to see that we have opportunity coming out soon for NFP news and etc. So we'll take a quick peek at what the news has to offer. Right now, the price is a little bit volatile. So if you're in positions and you're seeing the price jumping up everywhere, shouldn't be alarmed at all, because right now the market is climbing up for a really big move. I'm in a couple of trades myself right now, just watching to see what the price is going to give us. If it's gonna launch us into a nice little something for the week, hopefully. Let me just do this. I'm just trying to sort out my console to look right. I don't know why my numlock doesn't work. Well, I know why. I just realized what happened. I was trying to do something and it didn't do what I wanted it to do. So I'm just trying to fix that up quickly. All right, so yeah, right now we've got news. I'm in gold right now for a long, and the thing is really powering forward, which is pretty nice to see. I've been taking little scalps here and there on gold and on other pairs as well, but I am really liking what gold is doing. I am in for the long on gold. I do believe gold is going to go for a long. I have kind of like an alarm set up if it breaks past and goes, even further. If it doesn't go past my area that I'm looking for, then as always, I'm going to close it. Let me see what's going on with the live here. All right, cool. So we're looking good right now. Let me just share up the screen here. No, no wasting no time sharing up the screen. All right. So let me share my screen. There we go. Okay, cool. So sharing my screen with you guys, and then after it should, okay, yeah, it's working now. All right. All right. So with me, one of the things that I like to do is always plan my trades around the news. Not that I'm using the news as like my analysis, but just to see what the price is trying to do, using the news as like the tool to kind of get me there, if that makes sense. Okay. So, doing stuff like that helps me to kind of frame my trades for the week and what I'm looking at. Because I don't look at everything in a week. I hope you don't look at every single pair in a week, because that is not going to be healthy for you to do. But let's just look at the news anyway. All right. So far today, let me let's just do this week so that you guys can see this. All right. All right. Here we go. So far this week, we've had a range of high impact news come in on the market, which has been pretty cool. All sorts of news has come through. We've had, and let me see if I can grab this here. Um, 1 second. So we've had all sorts of news come in through the week. We've had Australian dollar news, okay, interest rate decision, which was a negative value. They chose not to raise interest rates, which I guess gave the Australian dollar its bearish tone, right? That was the expectation, was for the interest rates to be raised, and it wasn't. Okay, which is pretty rare for them not to raise interest rates when it's expected to. Usually when it comes to the predictions, it's always right, but that's besides the issue anyway. But anyway, that's what happened anyway. And that has implications on the bearishness of the Australian dollar, which is what we're seeing now. All right. So let's do this other one here. I really like this. Yeah. So that was one. Then we go over to Wednesday. Now we had the end New Zealand dollar news too. Don't want to forget that out. But then also we had this ADP news too, which was important too. That was another aspect of where the market really gave us some sharp reaction, and the New Zealand dollar had its own reaction going on over there when that happened. So just to kind of put it out there already, that we've had New Zealand dollar news do something too. Then on Wednesday, which is the other side to the story here, we had the ADP news, which came in to be better than expected, but not better than the previous. All right. So we had a mildly kind of mixed reaction in the market, I would say. I wouldn't say there was a strong bullish or a strong bearish reaction, and etc. I think it was kind of mixed here. Then we go over to Thursday, right? And on Thursday, which is today, we've had news all across the board. All right. The trade balance of Australia is actually better than expected, which is pretty nice. Now, this was revised from 1179, because I remember it being 11791 or 11.79 billion. So the trade surplus for Australia has actually gone up. Maybe that's why they didn't raise their interest rates, because they're exporting more, so they're producing more GDP. So that will help inflation to come down as well in that regard. So that's pretty cool to see. All right. Let's go over further. Let's see what else we had today. So we had the wall of fire. Interest rate decision was the same as before, or as expected, 5.25. So neither blue or green, none of that kind of reaction, just straight gray, which means no reaction at all, or just to be expected, as I guess. And now we've got over to news that we have in 17 minutes, which will be the PMI news. And then Friday, we have the well anticipated news of the NFPs. So all these pieces of news this week have caused reactions on the market. And I went through that long kind of discussion with you just really quickly, just to kind of fill you in on where we've been. So if it's your first time on the live, you know where we are. Now let's take a look at the dollar index to go back to where we are in terms of price action. Now on the H4, which is the equilibrium order block we were looking at, the price has actually closed above the equilibrium order block and is coming to this other area here. which we did an analysis beforehand. Now, this analysis that we did actually do beforehand was looking at the price to come back here and fill the liquidity void it created when the price took the high of that week, which was up here, which was an NFP reaction also. Now, it's very interesting that NFP reactions on the market map to other NFP reactions. So we're getting close to the beginning of a previous NFP reaction, which was last month's news, and we're one day away from the price going to the next NFP news, which if you look at the distance between the spike here, which is where the NFP news started from, and where we are right now, we're not too far away. Okay, so it's pretty interesting to see that. Now, you know, looking at this order block area here, and then also this supply order block here, there is an opportunity that the price may actually still give us a short. Now, the reason why I'm still looking for the short is because we have unfulfilled efficiency here. And I think we have one more short left on the dollar before the major long. Now, if the price breaks past it and keeps going, then that's it. We just keep on going with that. That's not a problem. However, if the price actually decides not to do that, and it does actually give us that one more short, then that would be a pretty interesting Friday for all of us. Now, at the moment, the dollar's been trending in one direction long, which is okay. That's not a problem at all. But now it's a thing where I actually do want to see how the market is going to deliver us some deliverables, all right? And those deliverables will be obviously profit, right? So one of the things I am looking for is that after this move here that we've had, this is the stop point. We've had the break of structure down here. This break of structure that we've had, we didn't really get a return to the order block. So this movement that the dollar is making right now may actually be the spike for a return. Now, I don't know what the PMI news wants to do. The PMI news is in 15 minutes. Now, if you look over here to this H4 order block, none of these lows, and I'm going to have to zoom in here, none of these lows over here have managed to, and let's just drag this here. None of these lows have given us a return into this order block. So one thing the PMI news might do is push the price and come back down to equilibrium one more time and just give us a spike down here one more time before pushing long once more. That's one option. Or the PMI news might actually give us the entry and push into this area. Now, even though the price gets into this area, I won't get excited yet until I see a daily induction. So I want to see some daily highs taken. Now, if you look at this from this perspective here, we have these two swing lows that haven't returned to the equilibrium order block, which it needs to. So either the PMI news is going to sort that out for us today, right now, or we're going to get this from other means or other sources. It depends on what happens in the next couple of minutes. All right, so my eyes are on the news. I'm paying close attention to what the price may actually do there. And I want to see what the market is going to do, you know, in the next couple of minutes, okay, regarding this news. If we can get a very good reaction, then we'll be able to really put ourselves in a position of a really fantastic trade, okay? But this is really highly dependent on what the market gives to us in the next couple of minutes, all right? So this is my point of view when it comes to looking at the market right now. This is what I'm trying to see, what the market is offering to us. If it is going to offer to us a nice little move, then I'm willing to kind of take that move and see what the market gives us over there. Yeah. Now, looking at the dollar index and the way it's going, it has taken a high the previous day. It's been accumulating here. It would be very nice to see the price come back down here, and then maybe on Friday, either the price spikes in here first before the news or after, and then we see a reversal. Now, commonly with the news, guys, as a side thought, a lot of times the market would give us the news itself. And this is something I learned from my institutional friends, that a lot of institutions don't use news to get into positions. They use it to get out. All those spikes here and there, there's enough volatility for them to get out of positions they want to, but they don't usually get in straight away or get in at all. So what you might find is that with the news, and I've noticed the correlation myself, that most of the time with news, the market would spike into an area which might be the entry point to reverse the price the complete other way. And if you wait about an hour or two, you know, the price may have done like 60 pips going long, but then it'll do 100 pips the other way. All right. And so when my friend said that, I noticed that observation before he told me that. He works in institutional trading firm, or in an institutional trading firm. I won't say which one, but the highest one up there, or one of the top ones up there. So now he said that the observation of seeing the news go to a special entry area and then after reversing the other way after makes a lot of sense. So this is the order block that I'm watching out for to see what happens. I know there's equal highs here, so the price may, overshoot, but again, I'm still watching out to see what the market might give, based on this arrangement. Okay, so paying attention to that, I'm very, very intrigued to see what the market is going to give us at this 3 o'clock news. Okay, I'm hoping that the price will just get back down here, then go along with the NFPs, because if the NFPs, if we end off here for the day, somewhere around here, then the NFP shoots here, then the reversal thing will be after the price comes down, we should be looking for the sell immediately after. So that's kind of like my view on the price. Now, coming back to the analysis we have, the short list of trades that I've got. Now, right now, I'm in NZD USD for a long, and I'll just give you my kind of view on why I'm taking the long as an attempt for a trade with very, very low risk, but still, this is the kind of trade I'm looking at. With NZD USD, even though I know that there's a very strong impending short, there's still this liquidity void that needs to be filled out, and the price hasn't managed to achieve that just yet. Now, secondly, the last major induction the price did was over here. This is the last one that we had. Okay. And on the H4, I mean, if I can pull this off here. Now, there's a very small order block that the price used to kind of wick into the first time, which is right over here. This is my mode of operation. Now, I know USD needs to go for a short. And we kind of discussed this, that even on higher time frames here, maybe Hugo's Way doesn't show it so well, unless I get rid of this, but there's a very big unfulfilled efficiency from the last financial crash that hasn't been dealt with yet, which is down here at the 48 region. The swing low here that was formed from the recovery period when the interest rates, or when the US market crashed because of subprime mortgages, hasn't been filled out. So in the future, or in the more near future, NZD USD needs to drop down to 48 at some point, which I'm aware of. So I am actually bearish on it. But in the meantime, we've had a major monthly move here that the price has done. And if I go over to the H4, the price is in the demand order block for it. Now, my thing is that for this price action to actually happen, we have one more unfulfilled efficiency here on the upside that needs to be taken care of, which is up here. We had a very nice move over here. The price gave us this reaction. We had a break of market structure, the normal pattern that I'm sure you're familiar with right now. But we've left the liquidity gap and we have a return to this order block. So above this monthly high, which is the high of July, the price actually hasn't filled efficiency yet. So my expectation is right now, over here, is for price to actually give us this movement back here before taking off for a sell. And once that happens, this will be representing the final move before that big crash move that we're looking for. Okay. So this is why I've taken the attempt now. The price has been accumulating beneath this low for a pretty long time, which is a nice sign. Now, I am hoping that the market structure break does happen. We haven't had one yet. But if the price does give us this market structure break movement, then we're in the money and we should be good to go. All right. But until we get to, some good times today of price, we won't actually know what the price is, offering. So I'm not giving up on NZD USD yet. But if there's a strong H1 body close beneath it, then I will stop trading it and just wait. Now, the other one I'm interested in is pound USD, which I spoke about. And I'm just taking small little trades, in my stride. Now, if you can remember the analysis, if you can't, it's fine. And if you haven't seen the analysis, here it is. We have this major supply zone over here. And to the upside, we have this equal high formation here and a liquidity gap here, right? So tracing liquidity to this demand order block over here, even though the price has come back to the flip zone, which is not a bad thing at all, we're still kind of operating in this range. Now, my thing I said yesterday is that I'm hoping that the price with the pound news at least will go for the previous monthly low, because the movement we had over here, the highs of this movement before the reversal are equal highs. The only reason why the price actually went short here is because it was inside of a major old area of supply. So the price used this as an opportunity to sell off. But because there was no reversal signature to trigger that, I still believe the price has a way to go before it actually does the short we're looking for. So lining this up, excuse me, the price took the low of the day. We've had a little bit of an accumulation here. The price is wicked into the area. So I've taken a buy. My stop loss is just beneath the last body on the M15. And it's an attempt that I expect the price to actually go long from here. I mean, if I look at just the daily highs of yesterday, we have equal highs here, resting around here. We have equal highs in quite a few places, which to me, this is an entry to go for a long, okay, despite what it looks like. The price taking the monthly low with this level of inductive force, which is 35.3 pips, is enough for me to go for a long. Now, you could actually put your stop loss beneath the low. And it is a little bit of an uncomfortable situation only because I would have liked it if this order block had already had fulfilled efficiency, so the price already came here. But I'm not going to wait for the price to enter here. It may enter here, it may not, but since the price has taken a monthly low, we can go for the punt to go for a long. Now, I highly doubt that there's going to be an NFP spike that will spike the price 100 pips down and then 100 pips the other way. I haven't seen that in the history of trading. And in the case of the news that we have coming out, I don't expect it to be, vastly outside of the range of what we look for in terms of news. So I'll actually rather take it from here as it is right now. Okay. Now, these are my two pairs. Now, USD-CHF is doing this thing. I personally haven't really entered into anything with USD-CHF yet. I still think that there is a short to come. Now, it has broken past this H4 area, and it shows that the Swiss franc is really becoming interestingly strong and then weak on some pairs, kind of relatively. So I probably will stay out of it. USD CAD is going long, and Euro USD kind of similar. Now, Euro USD, on a side note here, do you guys remember the trade I was talking about over here? So the trade that I gave all of you in the live was this one right here, where we had a H4 and the H1 cross section. And this was the range I was looking for because we had unfulfilled efficiency at first of this low. So then once we had this, the price came back here a second time. And then we had the final time where the price wicked beneath the low just about, and then took off for this fantastic low. Now it looks like price is pulling back into a very good area of continuation because I don't think the short is done. Now, where the price might continue from is quite debatable. One good area I'm using the H4 to do this is we have this range right here. We have no return of demand over here. So the price may shoot down here, possibly. And if it does shoot down here, that would be a really nice kind of shoot down to go for a long. That's one option. Okay, but because it's not 3 o'clock yet, we could say a lot of things. The price may decide to stop somewhere a bit higher. Now there's another supply zone, flip zone area here. If I go all the way back, right over here. So it might be shocking, but the price may actually just stay in this area. And we have quite a few wicks in this area at the moment and decide that I'm going to go long from here. The price is taking the low of the previous day. I guess the only downside to this situation here at the moment is that the price hasn't done a market structure break. I would have liked to see this swing high being broken above, and we could have used that. But since the price didn't do that, that's an unfortunate feature of the price that we didn't get. Okay, so that's a little bit of a bummer there. But hopefully, the market may be kind to us and give us something that we can work with in a moment if the news actually is favorable to us. If it's not favorable, then we'll just leave it alone. But if it is favorable, then that would be such a great thing. Okay, but let's see what we have now, because if we've got 2 minutes until the news, okay, and if the news does what we want, then we can all be happy people and go on for other trades. Okay, so this is my kind of like idea of what I'm looking at when it comes to the pairs here. So until then, we wouldn't really know, because NZUSD, I'm talking about this from the M15, but I guess from the H1, but on the M15, if you see this bearish structure here of a bearish trend, the price has closed above it. And we've come into the most the most principal order block you could possibly have for Euro USD here. So if that is to work out, then that would be a pretty nice little move there, okay, based on US dollar price action. So you know, I wouldn't want to throw away the opportunity if it arises here, you know, to see what the price is going to do. So my thing is just because I don't like the spikes that happen with the news, that's the only reason why sometimes I get a little bit like on my toes and I decide to close stuff. But reality is that there are good opportunities hanging around with the news. So I'm hoping that this is one of these opportunities as such. Okay, so this is really my view on the news. Let's see what happens at 3 o'clock. If there's any sort of good news for us today that we can enjoy. If there is, then we can all be happy and, you know, have a laugh that we got in at the right price or something. And let's see what happens here. All right. So I'll be waiting to see what the news is going to produce and see what happens at 3 o'clock for me. If it's good, then I'm happy. If it's not, then it's bad, then whatever. Okay, so we've had a little gap up. On my charts, gold is kind of spiked up really nicely. So I'm going to take that gold profit already off the table. Let's see, NZD/USD hasn't done anything special yet, but I've got my gold trade is doing really well, which is nice. I'll just put like a little buy stop or something so that I can get in stop loss. Yeah, but I kind of I've been scalping gold all the way through. It seems to be working out for me pretty nicely. Euro USD is doing all right. I want to drag my stop loss to even, but I can't yet because it's a little bit too noisy, but still it looks pretty good. NZD/USD on my one has done nothing at all, but because there's a little gap here, I don't trust the movement to last forever. So I might just come out of everything for now. And then after get back in again in a moment. So let me just close my trades, guys. Give me a second for now. And then see what happens in a minute. So what do I have? I've got pound USD here. All right, just give me a second, guys. I'm just going to close up some. See. All right. Now, if you've got any profit or anything, you can put a comment on here. Let me know what's going on with you guys. Because for me so far, it's kind of different. I mean, I don't know if I should close. I'm kind of contemplating, but let's just continue anyway. I'm going to watch and see what happens anyway with the price. Because so far, so good. It's kind of like bouncing around. I think I'll just see what happens. Okay, I think that's enough for me. I'm coming out. If you see the price spike back in my entry, guys, somebody tell me, whilst I'm doing this. Okay, because I want to know so I can get back in. Yeah, right. So I'm just gonna close out everything for now. Let me see what happens. Hold on. Give me a second. Almost with you guys. Okay, it's a pretty funny news because it's bouncing all over the place. All right, let me just stay in for a minute and see what happens here. All right, I'm staying in the news just one more time to see what happens because it's bouncing out everywhere. And it actually may, okay, so it looks like it is bullish then. Let's see. All right, it is bullish. Okay, it is. Price was just kind of hanging around a bit. Okay, so I'll keep my positions then. Fine. All right, so that's basically the news, guys. Nothing special, but it's kind of spiked into entries, I guess. With gold, I don't trust gold, so I always come out when I see profit on gold. I just come out. That's just my thing. But I do have a buy stop there just in case if it wants to give us a little bit more happiness, then I'll take the happiness, of course. Yeah, so far so good. It looks like they're spiking up now. Okay, fair enough. So it looks like they are spiking up in the right way, like I would like. So all the trades are in good profit now. They're starting to go through the roof. Okay, that's good. That's really good. All right, cool. I won't stay happy forever because you know the market can be funny, but it looks like the news actually worked out pretty well. And now it's going in the right direction. Okay, if I get opportunity to come out and it's like, you know, keep the scalp going, then I will. Just put this here. Okay, yeah. All right, fine. This is good, guys. So this is really me. So you can see that Euro USD is pushing long. Let's see if it actually breaks structure and continues going. There are gaps and stuff that need to be filled out. You can see gold is giving us a little bit of a long. Now let's check the dollar index. So the dollar index actually decided to take the downside here. Now it's left equal highs already here. So I wouldn't hold on to this forever, but I'm just going to see if the price will get back to the equilibrium order block, which is this point right here. If it can give us the push down here, I think that's good enough for me. All right. So let's see what happens, guys. All right. And take care. Have a good day. If you guys have any trades you want to look at, let me know. I'll be live to cover the NFPs later.